Hello and welcome back to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. Um, I know I said there wouldn't be a stream today. I kind of lied, but really what it came down to is changing priorities and schedules, and so I'm available. And you know what? I felt like I'd done a little bit of work today on some emotes and stuff, and I kind of wanted to uh, not really use this as a platform to show them off because whatever. But I did want to kind of get a game done and kind of chill a little bit. So I'm just gonna post a couple, and yeah, there we go. So there's been some changes. Like I said, emotes are now a thing. Um, so I figured I'd make some. So if anybody's ever around during the streams, feel free to use them or copy them or whatever. But yeah, and it's my birthday tomorrow, so I wanted to just get some ASL done because that's fun. So in light of all that, we are playing SP-240 today. This is Quiet Desperation. I forget which pack this is from. I think it's pack 20. Let me see what my spreadsheet says. Yeah, Schwerpunkt issue 20. Um, Released back in 2014, apparently, so quite a bit a ways ago, all things considered. But it's also a very short, very small scenario, and I'm gonna see if I'm doing this correctly here. So the scenario features a defending group of British troops that are fighting against the Germans, as one might expect in this time frame. However, there's some small interesting things about this. So first and foremost, we have the British using some French support weapons. Now, if I was playing against another person, if I was also playing this face to face, I would probably swap out the French counters. The reason why is because you can kind of get an idea as to where the French counters are. In a perfect world, a concealment counter over a stack would just conceal everybody under it. But I'm sure that there are technical limitations on that, and that's why it's not done. Yeah, so that's a thing that I can understand why it's not done. But as a result, in Vassal, it does essentially mess up when you're trying to use a different nation's support weapons for stuff. Second thing about the support weapons that's kind of weird about this scenario, and that's frankly a little annoying, is that the British get an MMG and an LMG, but they're not told which ones. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure that they're supposed to get their own machine guns. It's not they also get French machine guns. But the problem is that the British have two versions of both the LMG and the MMG, and in each case, there is a difference in range. And with the MMG, one is one portage point less, which is a big deal if you break, because one can be brought with the squad and the other cannot. So, the thing to consider there. Otherwise, it's a like I said, 4.5 turns. It's pretty small. The Germans are attacking, and essentially the only thing going on in this scenario, for objectives wise, and what's making it interesting, is that the Germans win if there are no good order British MMCs manning a functioning 37 short infantry support weapon. That's the French gun adjacent to the Y3R5 road at game end. So you can technically you set yourself somewhere else and then make it to adjacent to the road, but I figured might as well just set my guys up forward rather than just at the back line, because that'd be weird. The British get to set up north of Hex Row X, and that's very important because it's north of, not on Hex Row X. Which is really annoying because that's two buildings that they can't use, and that I am going to hope I can take advantage of as the German player and get into these buildings scot-free. Yeah. So Very strange that that's a thing, but hey, the Germans won't complain too much about it. Whereas the Germans all get set up on hex row Z or south of it. Honestly, I don't think that's really going to matter, and yeah, I don't know necessarily why you would want to set up further back outside of maybe a tank so that you could, in theory, you'd be able to start the tank, further away, so you're not hit as a stopped vehicle. You'd be hit as or at least not close enough to be hit with that. Blah 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 blah. So, without further ado, let's just get into the swing of things. No weather change. And rally phase, obviously nothing going on. I do want to point out something as well. I will probably swap this at some point, or change things around. So again, going with the emotes that I've added, if you watch, that's funny I have infinite. If you watch the stream, excuse me, if you watch the stream, you can do stuff like use your channel points to reroll Snake Eyes, or to reroll boxcars. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that sort of pop out and tell me something. I think I might have to add like a visual or a noise effect or something. But whatever the case may be, there is now the opportunity to pay points to do that stuff, or to send me a note to do that stuff. I don't know if I'll make it like a give Rutan or my opponent or whoever it is that versus give it to me, and then we just like keep it in the back. I'm also limiting that to make sure that it's not just 17 rerolls that we get to use whenever we want, because that would be kind of ridiculous. I also have a thing for OBA access. Again, I've complained about this many times, and talked about it being a thing that can be solved or can be modified for the better, and in this case it being giving OBA access on scenarios that do not automatically grant it, especially when the scenario kind of revolves around having it. So anyways, that's it for channel updates. I think we'll go to prep fire phase, which I don't think I have any. Do I have anything as the Germans? As the Germans, I want to get up into these buildings. That for sure I need to do. I also need to go into W10 and try to figure out what the heck's there. And these two tanks need to kind of just become a nuisance. Whether that's approaching these two hexes, or trying to have this tank go around. Again, I didn't want to step into stone buildings because that just seems so far away, but maybe I might regret that. So I'm going to go straight to movement phase. I'm going to have this vehicle start for 1, and while I try to remember that, I'm also just going to change this label. So I'm going to start for 1. Is there any shot I would make? Not particularly. I don't think either support weapon has a really good shot. Oh, also, before I forget, the specific gun support weapon that it's referencing is French Ordnance Note 8. So I'm just going to go to the French Ordnance Note 8 so I don't mess this up, because I'm pretty sure it's just the standard support weapon, that gun, and that there's nothing new or different or changed about it, but I do want to make sure. I should also point out as well that the rules specifically state that, they specifically state that the British do not suffer from captured use penalties or anything like that. They just have it. Yeah, okay, it's the, yeah, there's nothing, yeah, there's no issue. Cool. All right, yeah, so there's no change there. Perfect. So vehicle starts for 1. I don't think I have a shot with anybody. Tank is going to drive into Y3 for 2 total. Again, I don't think there's any shots. Into X3, and from there, I'm gonna try smoke, because if I can get smoke, that'll be great. Oh, Wow. Okay. See, okay, so here's a great example of rolling 2. That's fantastic. If someone were to redeem reroll boxcars, or sorry, reroll snake eyes, in this case, it would go to Rutan, and then Rutan could choose to spend that quote unquote token, and then force me to reroll that, and then I would roll again, which somehow I'm getting really, really lucky on this one. I also need to put down my sands here. 2 and what's their AR 3 and sniper 3. Now that wouldn't try. Well, neither would trigger sniper because it's a check on this rather than a morale check. So I get smoke. I believe it shows up as +2 smoke, but I need to double check this. So SD launchers. Fires white dispersed smoke. Yeah, all right. So it's counted as +2 smoke into its own hex. Yeah, no modifier. Smoke. If it's above, it didn't fire. Okay, so it's never out of it. For whatever reason, I keep thinking that if you go over the usage number, not only do you not fire it, but you don't get to use smoke again. But that's cool. So he's there for 3, and then I believe that counts as spending a movement point. So 4. Do I have any shots there? Probably not. I'll go into W3 for 5. Turn for 6, and then stop for 7. And then as I stop, yeah, as I stop, because this guy is in the way, I don't really have as much to do with this guy. I'm gonna have the LMG shoot. He was moving, but that'll be enough, and unfortunately it's a miss. So we've got a sport weapon use there. And technically a 2 residual. Or no, actually, because it's a... No, never mind. Okay, so that all happened. I'm then going to have a squad from Z1 is going to go to Y1 for 1. Too many ones in a row. I don't know if I can hit this. So this squad is going to try and shoot. Let's see here. That is visible. Okay. So it's not assault movement, but there is hindrance, so it's a flat. They don't cower because they're first line British. Yeah, so that's just a straight 6 on 4. Should be a normal morale check. Get my charts in order here. So normal morale check. This guy is fine. That's a bummer. He's now completely first fired. This guy goes into there, and then that would be 1 hindrance. Or 1 hindrance, 1 residual. So squad makes it in for 3. I'm then going to have the squad of the MMG is going to go into Y2 for 1. And that smoke really just makes it undesirable. I'm going to shoot the squad directed by the leader. So we're looking at... it's a clean shot. It is... it's not considered open ground. There's a +3, but a -2. So it's an up 1 shot on 4. It's a pin task check. The squad is fine. I rolled a lot of 2s already. So they are fine. There is a 1 residual there. So guy with the MMG makes it into X2 for 3 total. I don't think there's anything else I want to shoot just yet. Over here, I'm going to have a squad declare CX and then go into Y10 for 1. I'm going to have the MMG shoot, because I don't trust that. That's bad. Yeah, it's just a flat. Now, I didn't break it. Okay, this is very interesting. Do the British... I don't think theirs breaks on... No, okay. Neither of their MMGs break on that. Perfect. Okay. So that's just first fired. That would be 2, and 1 residual. So this guy gets there for 1, goes into X10 for 3 total. I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any good reason to shoot him. And then spends 2 to get into W10, which turns out they're all fake. And then he can't go any further. Tank is going to start for 1. 2, 3, 4. I think as I get here, I'm going to reveal and shoot with the infantry gun. There's a +2 and then +1 for size, and then +1 for hindrance. So that's just a miss. I do have rate, though. So they will get an AC, luckily for them. So that's shot 1. 4 to get there. We'll do 5 just to get a little bit further. I'll take another shot because I really want this. Same idea. There is +4 overall to bring that to a 12, -1 for an 11, so no effect and no rate. We're going to keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then stop for 13. Does he actually see that from there? He does. Pretty sure that was 13, or I said something along the lines of 13. So he's there for 13 and stops. Is either stops for 13 or stops at 13, whatever. I think once he gets there, I'm going to reveal this guy and also have him shoot. That is a turret hit, which is valid, because he's now behind a wall. There is a +2, +3 overall, but that shouldn't matter. And he's seen him for a specific amount of time, so that should be fine. 37 short is a 7 required, but there is 1 armor, which will not be enough. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So nothing happens. Sorry, something does happen, but it's not a kill because that is 1 overkill number. Exactly 1 overkill number on a non-HE shot because those do shoot AP. Also, the British don't have crews for this one, so. Oh, you know what? Oh man, maybe that's what it is. Sorry, they don't get unqualified use, but they might get captured use. I wonder how that works. So there might actually be a +2. It wouldn't matter for this shot because it would be a hit. Or would it? That's a +4. And then it would be +6. And there'd be no... I have to check what unqualified use counts, if it counts as captured use as well. Because I don't think... Unhooking, unprotected... Aw, really? It's not... Is there not a thing for unqualified use? Is it literally just qualified use? No. I'm gonna say I'm gonna check captured use and we'll see if it's in there. You know, the one odd time where you'd think it would do a rules citation and tell you. Non-qualified use. Yada yada yada. Yeah. An MMC can use it. It does not require a crew. However, the problem here is that um, these might technically qualify as captured use because they aren't British by design, and it's not stated. Why would it not state it? Nationality specialties. I think it's like 820. Yeah, I think I'm here. Okay, let's see if there's anything here in nationality distinctions that allows for the British to do anything like this. So, Commonwealth, Free French, Canadians, round draftees, Airborne, Gurkha, Cowering, White Phosphorus. Yeah, I don't see anything here that refers to it. So for scenarios set prior to 1243, Free French use, yeah, okay, but that's not the other way around. All right, I'm going to assume that the British do get the +2 because it's not about non-qualified use, and there's nothing in here that says that there would be a change with regards to anything else. So I'm just going to have to live with it that way, and unfortunately that 2 kill, which I guess didn't do anything anyways. It would have been a shock, which would be good, but yeah. The other problem too is that it reduces the rate of fire by 1, which means the first shot also would have been a miss, or wouldn't have given a second shot. I feel like this is the best way to play it as, because again, they could have specified a not captured use, and I don't see how. Like, there's so many scenarios out there that would state that specifically. So, anyways, we'll live with it, and we'll see what's what. Still in movement phase. I do have some options here. So these guys have completely shot, and they would be subsequent. The question is, do I choose to risk anybody towards it? And it's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. I might have a squad declare CX. They will go to Z8 for 1. Z7 for 2. Y7 for 3. X6 for 4. As he does that, I'm going to subsequent. It's a 4 firepower down 3. 3 on 4 is a 2 morale check, and that guy will break. And ELR. They are now final fired. And there's technically 2 residual. Yeah. And technically this guy can route, so that's not really a big deal. Yeah, actually, this guy's not. They're not impeded anymore. So this, so the stack in Z1 will go 1, 2, and then 3, 4 into X2. Do I continue though? That'd probably be a really bad idea. I could technically make it into that hex, but getting there, it would be 6 firepower. I don't think it's worth it considering the time I have. So yeah, those guys are fine. These guys are going to move. Do I? Nah, probably not. They will go to Z8 for 1. And I think sensing what's going on here, this might be... you know what? No, because giving away this is going to make this just so dirty. Yeah. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, and then I'll advance into that building. Defensive fire phase? None, realistically. This guy shot, that guy shot. Oh, you know what? I didn't do log files. Of course I didn't do log files. Damn it. Turn 1. Why would I do log files? Okay. So all that's done. Defensive fire phase, like I said, I don't think there's anything else for me to do. The guns have all shot. So advanced fire phase, it's a great question. I could take a shot with these guys and do 4 up 1? No. All right. And nobody else really has a shot that I want to take anyways. We'll go to routes now. Route phase. This squad is going to attempt to route towards X10. Actually, yeah, because he would be interdicted. Oh, no, he wouldn't. He can make it to Z9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then nobody else is broken. So we go to advanced phase. I'm not particularly... This guy can go to V10. You know what? Because this smoke is here, though, that's actually not a bad idea. Hopefully this doesn't kill me. I want to make sure that doesn't kill me. It does paint me as a huge target, but we're gonna hope and pray here that this smoke is going to be enough to protect from that, essentially. Is there any other advances? No. We go to CC, of which there is none. We go to turn 1 British. Weather gusts, so this smoke goes away. Son of a bitch. An actual time where I would use... I would 100% use a reroll on my opponent. Okay, well, that happened. The only rally is this guy, which doesn't... And there's no effect because he can't. We go to prep fire phase. Infantry gun is going to try and shoot this tank. That would be a hit normally, but unfortunately that hits the hull, so there's no effect. I guess I could do a 4 up 3. He doesn't cower, so that's a 5 on 4, which is a 1 morale check, which is kind of crazy. The leader is pinned, the squad is broken, but does not, importantly, is not ELR'd. Sniper doesn't activate. What else do we got here? This infantry gun is going to shoot at W3. Okay, that is a crit. That will still kill it because it doubles from a 7 to a 14, and there's not enough. I would have had to gotten a dud, essentially. Oh, and I would technically also get multiple hits, which I will try for. Okay. Actually, I'm not sure. Okay, my question here is, in a multiple hits world, do I need to roll both, and must I pick the better one? Multiple hits, C 3.8. So if a gun, oh, you know what? Because it's probably not considered a gun, but I do want to check this anyways. You would get 2 hits with the result that the fire is entitled to 2 dice rolls. So you're entitled, but uses only one of the 2 and fires choice. Okay. So the reason why I'm curious about this is because technically you would then be able to pick one that produces a result that would cause a blaze, which is obviously bad for either side. Now, trying to think tactically about this, would I prefer having blaze as the Germans or the British? If I have a blaze, it kind of nullifies a lot of this striking power against this guy in V3. So maybe I go with that. And it negates the ability for them to get a potential crew. Yeah, I think that's my plan. So this turns into a wreck. I'm going to get a blaze out of this. They do have rate. I didn't check for sniper. Sniper activates. Sniper is a 3-1, which goes here and then instantly breaks this guy. Which is not great, because I want that guy. Who would I shoot the gun at? They are arc limited, so I think the only other shot I have is against X2, which I'm not going to bother because now there's a blaze there. So that's it for them. Next prep fire item here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I will take a 4-up 2 shot. No. But that was really close. No rate. And then the guys in W5 are going to take a shot at the guys in Y4. It's an 8-up 1, so it's a 4 on 8, which... Yeah, I'm getting really good rolls today. 4 on 8, 2 morale check. Leader is pinned, and this guy is halved. I have rate, so I will shoot again, because why not? That is an up 1 shot, which is a pin task check, so no effect. And then that's it for their shots. Movement phase, none. I'm going to hope and pray that this guy survives. Speaking of defensive fire phase, I will do a 9 up 3. 10 on 9. Pretty sure 10 on 9 is nothing. That is nothing. No rate either, which is a bummer. Technically, this goes away. What else? This stack in X2 is going to try against W3. I'm pretty sure... Oh, they don't get the smoke. Okay. Or the blaze, I should say. So it's an up 2 shot on... I didn't calculate this beforehand. 11, 20... Yeah, 20 up 2. So 9 on 20 is gotta be a normal. 9 on 20 is a 1 morale check. Okay. Damn it. And... Okay. Okay. That sucks. I did not get rate. And it's a good thing they can't see this tank. Yeah, it's a really good thing they can't see the tank. I have no other shots. We go to advanced fire phase. None. Routes. Quite a few here. In the route phase, we are going to... Yeah, that infantry gun is... I think I'm just going to stay there and hope. This guy is... Actually, this guy does make sense. They're going to all route back to that building and try to survive. Yeah. This guy doesn't have to move, and that's it. We go to advanced phase. I'm going to attempt to move into S7 with that gang. Now, I'm pretty sure that an elite British squad does not have to. Nope, never mind. And there's also no modifiers as far as I'm aware. Patsy misses it. Alright, and I've already declared that they would both go, so that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. CC phase, there's no ambush. Pretty sure there's no ambush. Because it would have to be, yeah, it would have to be a woods or a building or something like that, so no ambush. The infantry does go first, and we're just going to have this guy pray, really, because the SMC needs boxcars, needs snake eyes. Yep, he needs snake eyes. Didn't get him. On the flip side, the vehicle, which I forget if I already delved into this. I don't think IFE is applicable for CC. Conditional. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm gonna roll anyways, because even if it's just a 5, it's still 5 to 1, which goes down to a 4 to 1, which I need 9, and yeah, this guy's just dead. Which, that's a real bummer. 8 morale and not passing a patsy is kind of just, I don't want to say insane, but that is demoralizing for sure. Turn 2 for the Germans. We'll check for weather, no change. I'm pretty sure Gust would be over by now. Rally phase, I've got 2 broken guys for the Germans, so I will do self-rally first. They will get it, which is kind of crazy. And then over here, they will not make it. And then over in U4, British will self-rally. They will not be successful. And that will be the end of that. We go to prep fire phase. 18 up 3. 10 on 18's got to be a morale check of some sort. 10 on 18 is a normal morale check, so that guy just breaks, which is another real bad thing. Huh. There's no sense shooting all these guys into this LMG. Like, specifically, there's no reason for it. So we'll just go to movement phase. In the movement phase, this guy's going to lose his CX status. And yeah, I guess let's see if he can survive. Or, yeah, like, where do I go with him? It goes to U10. I'm going to have the squad shoot. It's a 4 flat, so no effect. That's their inherent. I'm not going to bother with residual because I don't think anybody else will go that way. 2, 3, and then 4 into S8. Squadron Z9 is going to declare CX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy's prepped, so I don't really need the infantry gun to stick around. So I'm gonna have the infantry gun shoot. That's a miss. Pretty sure. Oh, no, because the captured use penalties. Yeah, no, that's a miss. And we'll put the acquisition there. So that guy spent 5. I can't go any further. Over on this side. Yeah, you know what? I can actually, I'm not ending the game at this point, but this is real painful here. So, first and foremost, MMG squad is going to assault move into W3. And, like, do I take this shot? If I take the shot, it's a 12 firepower up 2. Actually, up 3. No, up 2, because you don't get TEM if the vehicle is in a blaze. And I'm pretty sure it's not, yeah, it's not counted open ground because there's orchards. So, 12 up 2. But then if I shoot, I'm locked. Like, I can't do anything else. So, I think for that reason alone, I'm not going to. The 9-1 is going to go into X3 for 1, then W4 for 2. That should switch over. I would be really worried about this DC. So there's no good answer on this one. Because I'm so devoid of troops, because it's such a small scenario, I'm gonna roll it, and wow, it's a -1 for non-assault. So 10 on 12 might be a pin test check. 10 on 12 is a pin test check. The leader is pinned. Surprising. But that really doesn't help out, because again, we're gonna be sneaky, or maybe not sneaky is the right word, but go to W2 for 1 and to V2 for 2.5. I will subsequent. So it's a 6 down 2, I believe. So it's 4 on 6, which is a morale check of something. 4 on 6 is a 2 check. Ah, blast. Second breaks. This guy's final fired. Now he's locked. He can't do anything else. This guy declares CX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All these guys get DM'd again. And they're dead. Yeah, they're just dead. So, movement phase. I don't think there's anything else I want to do. This guy's fine staying there to try and rally. Leader being pinned sucks. Could be worse. We go to defense fire phase. Everybody's shot. This guy can't shoot again. This guy, there's no real target for him to shoot. I could have done... I'll roll this, why not? I could have done that earlier. So after he gets pinned, then he doesn't get the movement penalty. So there'd be a +1. And this would be halved. Or maybe not. He's fine. I think it would have been a normal morale check. Either way, like I said, oops, he's fine. So, nothing to worry there. Advanced fire phase, there's nothing for me to, like, realistically do. Like, I could shoot 4 up 2, or, sorry, 4 up 4, which are actually up 5, which is not worth it, so I'm not going to bother. We go straight to routes. In the route phase, Germans first, because they are, quote-unquote, the attacker. This is their turn. So Germans first. This guy is going to route back to X2. He's fine there. And then it's the British to route. Now, this guy's adjacent, so he has to go somewhere. He cannot see the guys in T3, which is fine. He can see them. Huh. Is this closer? Yes. So this guy is eliminated for failure to route. I shouldn't have picked him first, but he can't go closer. Can't go closer. Can't go closer. Adjacent, etc. And these guys can't take him prisoners, so he just dies for failure to route. And then in this side, there is the opportunity to... there's an opportunity to get prisoners, but for this scenario, I don't want to run the risk of anybody coming back. And I would just refuse... I would refuse these as prisoners. And they have nowhere to go. So they can't go to V3. Obviously, they can't go to U3. They can't go to T3. Can't go to T4. They can't go to V4. So the only hex is U5, and that's closer to 2 separate units that they can both see. So there's no rule that lets them go anywhere. And it's not a multi-level hex. So they just all die. That's it for routes. We go to advances. In the advance phase, I mean, I might as well. It's probably not a super smart idea, but we'll go in there. Have one guy to U4. Squad's going to go in a stone building. These guys are going to... I will not go adjacent. I'm going to hold off on that one because I want this tank to be able to threaten. Yeah. So we go to CC phase. There's one CC. Ambush. So Germans, British, no ambush. It's a 1-to-1 for the Germans and a 1-to-1 for the Brits. They both roll the exact same thing. They turn into a melee. And we go to British turn 2. Weather is no change. What else do we got here? Rallies. I should take off pins here. Rallies. The Germans are the only ones with a rally. They will get their guy back. this squad is going to attempt to pick up the MMG, and they don't. And that's it. Prep fire phase. Infantry gun is going to keep shooting at W7. Pretty sure that's a hit. No effect. And then 4 firepower flat. Also no effect. What a waste. No movement. Defensive. Can't really do anything with anybody here. Everybody's just kind of penalized everywhere. So yeah, no shots. Advanced fire phase none. Routes none. Advances. Do I have an advance to do? No, not really. CC phase. We go back here. It's a 1-to-1. That sucks. And then a 1-to-1. That will also change it, so it'd be a 1-to-2. So this guy dies. That will eliminate the MMG2, I believe. And then single die. What are we looking at here? They are British. So they get a -1. And there's no other modifier. So they get a 7-0. So the British get a 7-0 in there, which is nice for them, at the very least. We go to German turn 3. No change for weather. I'm going to, in the rally phase, I'm going to try and self-rally. Also, this should have gone away. Self-rally is successful. I'm going to try and pick up the infantry gun, which I am successful. Nothing else in the rally phase. In the prep fire phase, I'm going to destroy this infantry gun. Pretty sure that marks some prep. That's it for prep fire. Go to movement phase. Do I bother with that? Yeah. So I'm going to assault move into W3. I'm going to take this opportunity to shoot. It is a +2 shot on 12. So it's 5 on 12. 2 morale check. This guy breaks. That's a bummer. But they are first fired. So that is good, technically. This guy loses CX. He's going to assault move to V6. That's going to follow. I will shoot the squad at him. So it's a 1 check, I believe. This guy breaks. Guy with the LMG will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Stack in Y4 goes 1, 2, 3. Do I go further? It's probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. This CX comes off. If it wasn't a half squad, it's really annoying that that's a half squad. If it wasn't a half squad, I would go in because, well, I do have the opportunity for an ambush. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna force these guys to subsequent. It's non-assault and open ground, so it's -2, but it is on 4 firepower. So it's what, 4 on 4? 4 on 4, 1 morale check. Leader's pinned, and this half squad's broken. I feel like this has happened with that guy like 4 times. So he's finaled. This tank is going to start for 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stop 7. And then this squad will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna final, no, that's silly. I'm not gonna do that. That would be way too silly. Defense fire phase, I'm going to shoot again into that broken mess. They are not successful. Advanced fire phase, 4 up 2? No. Close though. Vehicle will take a shot. No. 10 on 9 or 12 on 9, whatever. No effect. Routes. In the route phase, leader's going to go back to X2. Take off our counters here. These guys will... What's their target? I think it might actually be Z9. That's 2, 4, 7, 9. And that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to get to there. This guy's same idea. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then can't go further. That's it for routes. Advances. I'm going to advance to T4. This guy's going to advance in there. And it's just a game end, right? Game... Yeah, at game end. Yeah, okay, CC. There's no other thing I want to do for this. Yep. CC phase, ambush. The British get ambush. They will get a kill. That's just been ridiculous, alright? That's it. Turn 3 British. Weather, no change. Take off pins. Rally phase. Self-rally for the Germans. They get their leader back. We go to prep. In the prep fire phase, infantry gun, tank. That is a hit, but by the barest of margins. And then that is an equal on turret, which I believe is a shock. Yeah, equal on turret, shock. So that's shocked, no rate. Squad will do... they don't cower. Normal morale check. Leader's fine. They're done. And then these guys, I think, will also jump on the bandwagon and try to kill this leader. It's a 6-on-6, which will break them. No movement. I did have rates. You know what? I'll take a second shot as a 2 flat. 4-on-2. 1 morale check. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Cool. No moves. Defensive fire phase. That's a normal wooden building. 7-up-3. Nope. I should have taken against that. And then a 4-up-3. No. Alright. Doesn't matter. No advanced fire phase. Routes. This guy can route there. Because he's not getting closer. These guys will continue. Advances. These guys will go into this building. You'll go here. Which technically I think takes away this. No CC. You go to German turn 4. German turn 4, weather, no change. So I gotta do 7 morale, self-rally. Doesn't get it. Very close. Self-rally for the leader over here. Does get it, which is pretty crazy. And tank is flipped to unknown kill. Prep fire phase. Oh, this guy's gonna try and pick up the... Nope, alright, never mind. Prep fire phase, 8-up-2. Pin, task check. Leader's pinned. Squad is fine. Okay. Movement phase. Leader with the DC will go into W3 for 2. Then... oh, man. Yeah, 1, 2, I am going to take a shot as a 6 down one, which I think a 3 on 6. It's a K2. Well, he's wounded, and then we'll go to V4 for 3. And then I'll take another shot, because why not? So that's another 6. It's another 4 on 6, which I think 4 on 6 is a 2 check. Yeah. So he's fine, despite being at 8 morale now. That's finaled. This gang is going to go to V5 for 1, and then U6 for 3. And I'll take a shot, why not? So it's up 1. 6 on 8. Leader breaks. And the squad, 6 on 8, I believe, is a 1 check. Yeah. Squad pins. He's used his infantry firepower. I will have the infantry gun shoot. That is a hit. That is a kill, I believe. Crew does not survive. That's it for defensive. Advanced fire phase. In the advanced fire phase, this gang is gonna shoot. Why not? I can't imagine, because that'd be 7 to 14, 3.5, up 3. No way. And then this guy can't do anything. Go to routes. This guy has to route back. Perhaps null this. This guy has to route back. So 2, 4, 5, 6. Nothing else. Advances. I might as well do this. And that guy's pinned. CC phase. Well, ambush. So German, British. The British get a +1 because one of the guys is pinned, so they are ambushed. It should be a 1-to-1. If they're ambushed, there's a -1, so the Germans will get a kill. So these guys are gone. This guy will go back to the top with his DC. Pin goes away. The MMG wasn't involved, so there wouldn't be a kill. It also wasn't a 1 on the colored die roll. Yeah. British turn 4. This is getting kind of crazy here. Weather, no change. I gotta take off pins here. Rally phase. Self-rally from the German leader. Nothing happens. Squad is going to try and pick up the machine. Okay, well, I might as well just toss it. What the hell? That's it for rallies. Prep fire. Infantry gun to hit. That's a 8 on 37. What the hell is a 37 on 4? Yeah, no. No effect. 8 up 2. Normal morale check. Squad's fine. So they are fired. There's -1. That's it. No move. Defensive. 14 up 3. Oh, that might seal it. 8 on 14 is a 1 check. Alright. I just need below average. That's ridiculous. LMG will shoot again. That's 7 on 6 is a normal. Okay. That's ridiculous. I don't really have a shot with those guys. Advanced fire phase, none. Routes. This guy's going to continue to there. He's not DM, or he is DM, not the other guys. If I... I don't have another turn. If I advance, I'm screwed. Or... Okay. So the dilemma here is if I advance and try to go CC, as dumb as that is... Oh, you know what? I have not been thinking about that. That guy would have been CX'd. And if I advance, yeah, no, I should have been CX last time. Because it's 5 quarters points. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Yeah, so I can't, or else I'll, yeah, I'd just be CX'd. Like, I could technically advance to S7, but that's not, like, that does not help me in any way. So we'll just go to turn 5 for the Germans and see what's what. Weather, no change. Leader will attempt self-rally, not get it. I could have technically attempted a self-rally from a squad first, but it doesn't really matter. I will try to pick up the machine gun. Okay, well, that's 4 attempts. 3 or 4 attempts. Prep fire phase. 14 up 3. Movement. Leader with DC is going to... actually, you know what? He needs to drop the DC. I forgot about that. This DC would be here. It goes to U5 for 1. T5 for 2. I can't risk it. It's down 2. This guy breaks. I just need to break whatever I can. And then the squad will go to U5 for 1, and then U6 for 3. I will not shoot, so that in the defensive fire phase, I can shoot the gun. Really? Crits? So it goes from 4 firepower to 8, and then minus 3. So that's 3 on 8, K2. Alright. Random selection. He takes that, and then 2 check, break, and break. That's it. Game. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, if it wasn't for at least 2 crits. Yeah, 2 crits from the infantry guns, then it'd be a way different thing. Yeah, kind of crazy. I got really good rolls for the British over, the entire game. That's kind of crazy. How do I feel about the scenario? This is actually a really neat scenario. The only problem, quote unquote, I have with it is I'm curious as to how other people feel with regards to the setup and subsequent objective of this scenario. The reason I say this is because there's technically not there's not really much you can do with regards to setup that you want to do. What's everybody's opinions here on ASL Snare Archive? And while that's loading, I'll be right back. Check up on something. Make sure it doesn't explode. Okay, so what do we got here? Germans suffered from bad morale checks. 37s took out both tanks. Yeah, final German attack was broken at the 1.5 story building for the win. French 37s are potent combined with the rate of fire. Again, I'm not sure. I wish there was a clarification or errata. Is there no roar data for this one, really? That seems crazy considering this is not super new Schwerpunkt. And Schwerpunkt's as far as I'm aware, not looked down on. Quiet Desperation. Get that data. Yeah, 20 to 16. I mean, that's pretty balanced. All things considered. Really boring scenario. The Brits stand and fire, skulk where possible, otherwise they take their chances. Germans have just a way to approach the scenario. Another fun game. Brit 37 guns got hot and took out tanks, and then in combo with the sniper broke German kill stack. Went down to the last turn after so E of them got back. Probably many of them got into the fight, and a berserker got involved. Went down the last turn with play. Yeah, judicious. Yeah, okay. So judicious skulking kept the British defenders largely intact. I think if you're skulking as the British in this in this scenario, you're kind of like you really just suck. I don't really know how like I don't really know how you feel good as a skulker in this scenario specifically either. Like again, this really speaks to my distaste for skulking, the concept of skulking that like you can just the squad with the LMG and V3 like, oh well, I don't want to be shot at by the kill stack in X2, so I'm just gonna move to U4 and then fucking do nothing and twiddle my thumbs, and then in the advanced phase I go back to V3 and I'm now a potent potential 12 up whatever. Like, I really think that if you're too scared to ever involve your units in the game of ASL, you should either just like not play, because that's essentially what you're doing anyways, is you're not engaging with the opposing player, or you need to have some, like, you need to develop some self-respect, because that's just so strange to me. It's so strange to me to think I must take the cheapest ways to win possible. Like, I guess the best way to for me to put it is that this is like a world in which like camping in a first person shooter game is also problematic. Like, you can understand how in a game sense you are doing things to try, the important part here being try to win, but unless you are quote unquote like camping an objective, like we'll take like Counter-Strike as an example, unless you are doing something in uh unless you're camping the objective, right? The idea of camping on a map doesn't make all that much sense. And it's frustrating for both sides. Well, it's frustrating for one side and boring for the other. So you don't like there's no positive outcome on that. So I don't understand why someone would voluntarily choose to skulk. It also makes it so that you can't prep fire, so you're also not getting shots. Again, like, it really just slows down play. It doesn't make it fun at any point, and it actively just like makes people have a worse time in ASL. I don't know. I don't get it. So yeah, don't skulk is the usual advice I will always give, and I really think that, especially if you're doing like in a tournament and doing that, man, you need to have your win taken away from you. That's just ridiculous. Um, but yeah, it's a fun scenario. It's small. It doesn't take a long time to set up. You can play this multiple times in a night for sure. Someone in the ASL scenario archive mentioned it's a good training scenario. I do agree if you are not using skulking, because I'm sure that's what some people would use it to train with. But like outside of that, yeah, it's a neat scenario. I do wish there was a clarification on captured use penalties, because again, it is a French weapon used by British troops, and that would technically qualify for captured use, because they don't captured in the paragraph of captured. It considers allied and enemy, but I don't think that it considers separate nationality at start of game stuff. Like maybe MMP needs to put out an errata that says, an a nation with support weapons that are not of its origin suffer captured use penalties if they are from the opposite faction. I don't know how you would formulate it, and maybe that's like the tough aspect of that, or like the issue there. But it's probably what I would label it under, is like there's a thing that they need to clarify. But because this only says without unqualified use penalties, I would imagine that the infantry guns do get the +2, which would make it harder than perhaps some other people have played it as. I don't want to make assumptions with regards to that, because you never know. But the other thing too I found was strange is that building R4 is a 1.5 level building, and outside of just parking, I guess like a squad with the infantry gun there. Uh, Outside of just doing that, I don't really know what the benefit is. Um, yeah, it feels a little silly. I guess might be the thing to put out there, especially because um, it should be pointed out that if you were to have a squad with a gun up there and just up there with nobody to protect on ground floor, you would be automatically encircled the moment that an enemy unit enters that building. Um, because you're upper level encircled, and that would be a huge problem because you just end up like, so problem is it doubles your movement cost, so you would instantly be um you would CX on any move, if I'm not mistaken. um and your DRMs for IFT or to hit goes up by 1, and I believe your morale goes down by 1 too. Yeah, you drop 1 morale, you double your movement, and you get a +1. So there's not really like, I don't really see a positive thing for that. For you to do that. Now again, like maybe I'm just maybe I'm thinking of too much of an edge case, but yeah, like I don't know. I guess like there's a world where you set up in T6, R6, R4, and maybe like V3. He got like 1 more squad, maybe U6 or something, or W5, or yeah, W5. I guess like you do W5 V3 and then these stone buildings, and like that's fine, I guess, but it just feels like you're making it even more boring, or not that it's necessarily boring, but you're making it less action oriented if you're doing that. So I don't know. I think that's a bit of a strange choice if that's what you're going for your setup. But otherwise, like outside of some oddities, it's not a bad scenario. Like I said, I think the tanks are not overpowered against the vehicle, against the guns, and the guns aren't guaranteed to kill. And you throw in walls, some buildings. Like the LOS is very strange in this scenario because depending on where you're setting up as the allies, like as the British, you just really don't have good spots to counteract the tanks, and it just allows for a lot of freedom for the defender in their shooting, and not necessarily their setup, but the shooting, and a lot of freedom for the Germans to kind of get around some arcs of fire and stuff. So yeah, anyways, I would probably put this at like a 8, maybe not a 9. Yeah, at least an 8, conservatively an 8. Maybe if I'm feeling really good or whatever, if I played this a couple more times and it all turned out to be a last turn, like oh my god, it could come down to the wire at any time, probably put it up to a 9. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Rootin', sorry we didn't get a game in tonight. Like I said, schedule changed back and forth for me, so I didn't want to cancel and then potentially not cancel or uncancel and then have it change again. So there will actually not be a scenario or a game next Saturday. I am going to be out of town, actually out of town that time, so there won't be a game on Saturday, but I will try to get a game in on this coming Monday, so in 2 days on the 8th. Hope to see you then. As always, thank you for participating or watching, whatever you guys do. There's emotes now that I've put in. We've got a 5.2 leader, FFE1 marker, suspect acquisitions, and boxcars and snake eyes. So feel free to use those, and if you, I think you can use them in other on other channels. So feel free to use them wherever you want. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.